Hello everyone, I'm Tom Fowler, and welcome to our program from W.C. Hawkins Stadium in Irmo. We're here at the 4A and 5A State Marching Band Championship, and we're going to present highlights of this tremendous day. With me is Dr. Bill Moody of the University of South Carolina. He has been involved with marching bands for 37 years, and for 17 years was director of the School of Music at USC. Dr. Moody, we're going to enjoy this program, but it's much more than that.
It is that. It's a competition for these young people who have already survived an elimination event. And we have here some of the best bands in the state who are going to perform for our enjoyment, but be judged by adjudicators who have to select winners of a state championship here in the great state of South Carolina.
On the field throughout the day, Caroline Claude Pierre will also be talking to drum majors and the band directors as they exit the field to see how they did.
Tom, it takes a lot to put on a competition like this. We talked to Roberta Hartman, president of the Irmo Band Booster Club.
We started back in June preparing for this competition. We have 100% membership in our booster club, so we have 300 parents, and it takes everybody to put it on. We have a lot of committees that work from getting equipment to communications to hospitality, and it keeps us all very busy for 3 or 4 or 5 months to get it going. The really important thing, though, is the students, and that's what we're doing this for, and sometimes we lose sight of that, but we don't want to do that. They work hard. 2 weeks of camp in July, and then when school starts, they're 3 afternoons a week from 4 to 6:30. Band practices sometimes on Saturdays in September, as well as football games every Friday night. So they're a real active group of young people, and they all keep their grades up while they're doing it too, which is really important. And it's not just our band, it's all the bands have a similar schedule, and I think that that's where the emphasis needs to be, is really on what the students do out there on the field. Football coach came by this morning and took a look at what was going on, and he said, "This is no booster club, this is a machine."
Lower Richland High School Band. Bill?
This band had a wonderful flag line. They were so disciplined, had a lot of color, and the flag line maneuvers were worked so well, integrated so well into the rest of the show. It was very enjoyable.
The theme of the show was the music of Danny Elfman, featured in films Beetlejuice, The Simpsons, Batman, Edward Scissorhands, and Dick Tracy.
That's true, yes.
The Boiling Springs High School Band, directed by Marshall Kirby, with assistance from Debbie Manassas and Roseanne Garrett.
This was a very effective beginning with that subdued low brass passed on to the woodwind section and piccolos, and then ending with real power, Aaron Copland's music. I think that the band has a very excellent percussion line. I enjoyed their playing throughout the show. It was very, very clean and added a lot to the music with its punch and drive and rhythmic accuracy.
Interesting what they did the last with the flags and the brass.
Made a very pretty picture at the end, yes.
Boiling Springs High School from northern Spartanburg County.
How do you think it went tonight?
Oh, wonderful. I loved it. It was great. The best performance we've ever had. If we were nervous, it worked for us than against us. More excited than anything. It was the wonderfulest show ever. I know it. I know it. It was great.
All right, thank you.
Great.
Goose Creek Spirit of Gold from Goose Creek High School.
Tom, this band had a lot of energy throughout its whole show. I mean, it started snappy, ended snappy. Even that beautiful ballad that they played, the percussion part added this crispness and emotions, the movement, you know, kept that energy throughout. It was very good. Enjoyed that.
Strong, clear trumpet solo in the middle.
That's right. Very good.
Contrast. Goose Creek, located 16 miles north of Charleston, South Carolina, the Spirit of Gold. The Easley High School Band, directed by Barry Reese with assistance from Sandra Massey.
This band is really very musical. Did you notice the contrast, the color, tone? You heard the clarinets with the melody and singing the clowns and the flutes and just a lot of musicality. It's always nice to hear that from an ensemble that's basically music. The marching band. That's what, although they have the maneuvers and everything,
yeah,
basically they're out there giving us music, and this band does that very well.
With Sending the Clowns, they had the line of flutes up front.
That's right. Starting out, yeah, it was very good.
Easley High School Band. The Walterboro High School Band of Blue, directed by Bill Young, with assistance from Kathy Messick and Tom Finnegan. Drum majors are Jason Rice and Debbie Jones. Musical selections are from the movie Home Alone and a medley of children's songs. Walterboro is 45 miles west of Charleston. The Band of Blue. Walterboro High School Band of Blue. Bill?
Tom, that's truly an exceptionally wonderful marching band. Notice the carriage. By that we mean that each individual has the right posture, holds the instrument in alignment throughout the show. I think that the use of the flags integrated into the show and colorful with the woodwinds helping out at the end there is just remarkable. It's a wonderful marching band.
Of course, the response from the stands from the Walterboro band boosters, parents, and friends shows the kind of support that a band needs to be an excellent unit.
That's true. The kids need a lot of support because they give this so much energy and effort and time.
The Band of Blue from Walterboro.
So, how do you think it went today?
The best show of the year. We've had, first of all, we started out with some minor difficulties in this last week of state contest. We've finished correcting them up, and we've had a really clean show today, and we expect to win. We won't hang our heads low because we know we've already won in the eyes of our band parents.
You guys are fantastic. Thank you.
The demand on band performance has changed so much in the past 10 years. You can look at an individual student and see what we demand of the student. 10 years ago, you could march an entire marching band program at 120 beats a minute, start it off and begin it at the same tempo, and now a show can have as many as 15 or 16 tempo changes. Students have to watch closely a drum major who is now a conductor instead of someone who's out there for just ceremonial purposes. Our skills that we bring in now, what we did 10 years ago, are invalid now.
Finishing 10th in Class 4A was Midland Valley High School. 9th was Laurel. 7th was Hartsville High School. And 6th was Travelers. The Marching Cavaliers of Dorman High School in Spartanburg. Bill?
This band has chosen music from the classical repertoire. That's unusual in itself today. They played it very well indeed. Again, a real good balance from the bottom to the top. Good tubas and low brass. Also noticed that featured twirler, who's really quite extraordinary. One time I think I saw 3 batons up there in the air at the same time, it looked like. Very outstanding young lady.
Good flag corps and great flute line, too. Hear the flutes.
You're right.
From Dorman High School in Spartanburg. The Green Wave Band from Summerville High School. What a big band and a big sound.
Yes, yeah. And a wonderfully disciplined band with the carriage, the instrument alignment. I thought that the show was just beautifully designed with flow from formation to formation, covering the field. And as you say, a big sound and also disciplined sound, precision in the playing and marching.
And some formations we've not seen today.
That's true. That's right. All around a unified theme of the sea.
An exciting show from the Green Wave Band of Summerville.
Sarah, what's it like being the only drum major?
Well, I like it because I don't have to keep time with someone else. I have a lot more control just being the only one. I don't have to worry about if the other person is with me and the band's going to separate. I have a lot more responsibility, And I don't know, sometimes it's a little bit lonely because no one else, you know, knows what I'm going through. I see a lot of the other drum majors before competitions, they're together and they have each other to talk to, you know, about their nervousness and everything. So, alrighty, thank you.
Sumter High School Marching Band, home of Shaw Air Force Base in Sumter. A spectacular close.
Yes, Tom, the Sumter Band put the march back in this marching contest. I think it's probably the first one we've heard. The band played a very difficult march to begin with. That Crown Imperial and that drill was just wonderful because of the complexity of the music. And then they had that feature, Lassie's trombone, which I think the crowd enjoyed, and ended with the Stars and Stripes, the favorite American march, I think. With the tubas playing along with the piccolo there. That was something.
International marches from Sumter High School Marching Band. program based on the New World Symphony of the Lexington High School Band. An interesting selection as we approach the quincentennial year, 1992.
That's true. This band is very mature in tonal quality, just really fine musicians. You know, one of the things that the adjudicators are looking for is complexity of the music. They call that the content, both in music and marching area. And this drill was very complex, as was the music, and put together. It makes a very interesting show from the standpoint of what those adjudicators are looking for in marching finesse, you know, along with that real big tonal resource. So it was very exciting.
They had both things going so well in their program. Lexington High School Band. Standing ovation for the Pride of the Midlands Irmo High School Band and their show based on the Broadway hit Miss Saigon. Phil?
Well, that's entertainment, isn't it, Tom? I tell you, what could be more visually delightful? That's a wonderful dance corps and flag corps there. I tell you, the Rockettes will probably weep if they see a group that good, I think. Just wonderful. And the band has a lot of contrast in sound. It's visually stimulating, and the sound is wonderful.
Spectacular show and a lot of energy.
Yes, enjoyable all the way through.
Music from Miss Saigon, performed by the Pride of the Midlands, the Irmo High School Band.
Tell you what.
What do you think made tonight your best performance?
I don't know. It seemed like before we came out here to perform, there was a lot of energy, and I think we were waiting for this one. We've been waiting for this one for a long time, and I think tonight was it.
All right, Caroline?
Tonight was just the most understanding night. I mean, people just revealed the way they truly feel about the show. I mean, totally. And I think everybody was just locked in. We wanted it really bad.
All righty.
And they...
Finishing 10th in Class 5A was Rock Hill High School. 9th was Northwestern High School. 8th was Spring Valley High School. 7th was Orangeburg Wilkinson High School. And 6th was Stratford High School. For South Carolina ATV, I'm Tom Fowler, thanking you for joining us for our special coverage of the State 4A and 5A Marching Band Championship from Columbia, South Carolina.